Good afternoon. Welcome to our program. I'm Anna Uspinskaya, and I will be your host today. At Hunter Mill Music Studio, we host regular all-studio recitals. Students perform every piece which they prepared. We invite prominent professional musicians to judge students' performances. We celebrate our community by gathering for receptions. We discuss judges' comments afterwards with our students. Current situation shut down performance venues. We had to close our physical studio, which you can see right behind me. This project was born out of our desire to stay connected while locked in our homes. Welcome to our virtual concert halls. This is the first time that we host our recitals not in our physical studio space, but in a virtual space, which we created. Over the course of today and next Saturday recitals, our studio will present over 100 pieces prepared by our students while locked in their houses. Hope you enjoy our presentations. And please remember to join us for receptions after each recital. If you haven't yet requested a pass to enter the reception space, please use the link below for instructions. Now I would like to welcome our judges. Please welcome Alla Lowry. Alla is a pianist. Welcome, Alla. It's so great to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Alla is a pianist. She's a composer and arranger. She's joining us here from her home in Maryland. Alla and myself originally came to this country from the same city, Yaroslavl of Russia. However, we met only here in Virginia, and our friendship was an instant joy. Alla has been a regular guest musician and judged many recitals for us. Alla's passion for searching for new forms and applications for music, her fluency with the most cutting-edge technology applied for classical and other different forms of music. Alla is a bottomless source of inspiration for me.
Thank you.
Yes, you are. You're an optimist, which is extremely important in all struggles, especially today. You're a very dear friend. Alla, it's so
Thank
great
you.
to have you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us. And the second judge today is Michelle Kim. Please welcome Michelle. Michelle, welcome to our program. Michelle is a violinist with the National Opera House Orchestra. She's on the faculty at Levin School of Music. She's a very active solo and chamber music performer. She's an innovator too. You can search the videos of Michelle playing on electric violin, in addition to classical. Michelle is also a community leader herself. I met Michelle when she and my husband entered the jobs with the orchestra. We played together once, and it was an instant click. We played together so many times since then. We put programs at the Kennedy Center and in different other venues. I'm so grateful, Michelle, to your artistry, your innovative spirit, and your never-ending energy promoting performing arts and culture. And of course, for your friendship. Thank you, Michelle, for being with us today.
Thank you.
I would like to ask the judges a couple of questions before we start. Alla, you have judged 2 live recitals today for us already. We're doing stream form of the recitals because we currently just simply can't perform live any other way. But of course, we are not going to be locked up forever. How do you think we may benefit from adding this form of the recitals? I mean, by we, I mean musicians, students, music lovers, fans.
Well, I think there are a few ways. First, we could consider different weather maybe conditions even, because sometimes, especially in the winter, it can be nice rain or whatever, some kind of really bad weather. And instead of, let's say, postponing an event like this, we could have it online from time to time. And number two, we can invite more audiences to our live performances, streaming live performances within the studio. I think it might be very, very helpful.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you. Michelle, would you mind taking a question?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Michelle, you are a community leader yourself. You promote the arts to different audiences in addition to being a very active performing artist. I know you're very, very busy. What motivated you to take time in your really busy schedule and participate in our event?
I can't really say that I'm that busy anymore at this point. But yeah, so my idea is that as professional musicians, we have to use our talent, our skills to better the society. And I founded my organization, Culture Saves, to save people from despair and also unite people through musical harmonies. And helping young musicians, future musicians, is another way to connect and also contribute to our society. So thank you so much for inviting me today.
Oh, Michelle, it's a great pleasure to have you. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to have you both. Thank you for judging for us. And now we'll be moving to our first performer. Please welcome on stage, Kate. Kate, welcome.
This is Kate Lee. I will be playing Kulau Sonatina. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you for your brilliant performance and for joining us. And thank you for mentioning Mother's Day. All students, of course, are performing here, but there's a number of people behind them helping them be prepared for the stream. And a lot of those people are moms. So I'd like to take a hit from Kate and congratulate everyone, every mom for the Mother's Day. I hope you do something special tomorrow. And now we'll invite on stage our next performer. Please welcome Julian. Thank you, Julian, for beautiful performance. Thank you very much for being with us today. We'll be moving on to our next performer. Let's welcome on stage Eddy. Welcome, Eddy. What a great performance, Eddy. Thank you so much for being with us today. And now we have a surprise. The next performers are a duo, Eddy and Eddy. Welcome to duo. Welcome, welcome. Oh, please give warm applause to Eddy and Daddy. Oh, I loved that touch of jazz in there. It was phenomenal. Would you mind taking a question from me?
Not at all.
Okay, Greg, Eddy, you look like you're having so much fun playing together. You both look like you're just immersed in that music and in that relationship. I have a question actually for Greg. It can be sometimes challenging for parents to establish such a joyful cooperative relationship with their children at that age. Would you mind sharing some tips with other parents?
We run hot and cold in this family. So we fight fairly, but we love warmly, and I think we're pretty transparent with each other. And from an early age, at least for her early age, not my early age, we tried to show the things that we like to do as a family that grow together, and music is certainly one of them that draws our entire family together.
You're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you for being with us today. It was a great joy. Thank you. And now we'll be moving to our next performer. Please welcome on stage Kaiden. Kaiden, welcome. Oh my goodness, what a fiery performance. I could almost see the connect rubric while you were playing. Beautiful. Such a joy to have you with us today. Thank you, Kaiden. And now we'll be moving to our next performer. Please welcome on stage Jason. Welcome, Jason. Wow, bravo, Jason. That was a phenomenal performance. So soulful, so expressive. I couldn't even stop being glued to the screen and listening to your performance. Thank you very much for being with us. We'll be moving on to our next performer. Please welcome on stage Ilyana. Welcome, Ilyana. I'm so sorry, Ilyana. We're having some technical difficulties with the mic with our performer. We will come back to Ilyana. We need to check the settings. We will be moving on to our next performer, and I promise we'll come back to this gorgeous Chopin nocturne. Welcome on stage, Amy. Welcome, Amy. It's great to have you. Thank you, Amy, so much for participating and for working with the technology to be able to play with the pre-recorded video accompaniment of Susanna Kolker. That was just incredible. Thank you. And now we're going to welcome on stage our next performer. Welcome, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Fantastic performance today. That was spectacular performance. Such a joy to have you. Thank you for joining us. We'll be moving on to Ilyana. Welcome. Oh my goodness, this is the most gorgeous performance of this Chopin nocturne. Thank you, Ilyana. Thank you so much. Would you mind taking a question?
Not at all.
Thank you. I know, Ilyana, that you're a performer in more than one area. And you're a wonderful pianist and a musician, but you're also an accomplished ballerina. Is that right? I know there are a lot of recordings, videos of you performing your ballet art. So now that we are all closed in our homes, do you think it would be okay for musicians and dancers and other performing artists to just go along with recording and posting our art on YouTube?
I mean, it's absolutely amazing that we get to continue our recitals online like this. And I'm glad it's bringing us all together in this way. But honestly, there's just something about the vibe of live performances in both music and dance that just with the audience and the stage, even if it's a very casual performance, just something about it is very magical. And I feel like even if we do transition more to virtual performances, we should keep some of that because it would be a very big shame to lose that.
Wow, I can't agree more. I completely agree with you. There is a vibe and there is that momentary interaction in the moment of a performance. I know, Ilyana, you had a lot of help and support from your family, from your parents to prepare for this. And I'm so glad we were able to overcome a little bit of the technical difficulty in there because we really did not want to lose an opportunity to hear your beautiful playing. Are your parents hiding behind the screen, behind the computer there? Can I ask mom or dad a quick question?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining us and taking my question. As a parent, would you mind sharing with us what motivates you to put so much work and so much time into supporting the arts for your daughter?
So first of all, Anna, I think the most amount of work was done by you guys. We're just so lucky to have you guys putting all those effort and time to make this all happen. Talking about technical glitches, right? We've just had one. And then on our end, we're so lucky to have her, Ilyana, had mostly been autopiloting. So I have to admit that we had just been doing the minimum as much as we could do to support, but really, thank you so much. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, yes. And thank you for taking my question and for being part of our performance today. It was absolutely delightful to have you. Thank you. And now we'll be moving on to our next performer. Please welcome on stage Antara. Antara, welcome.
Thank you.
What a fiery performance, Antara. Thank you so much. This was such a great joy to have you. Antara, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my question. You are a very experienced performer. You played for live audiences so many times, and it's always it's always a great presence to be able to see people you play for, right?
Yeah, of course.
But today you're joining us in a virtual concert hall. You're streaming from your home, and there's a screen in front of you, and you can't really see your audience. You can only imagine. Maybe they're there. Maybe nobody's watching. How was it different, if it was different for you today?
I think definitely it's a lot less nerve-wracking, knowing that we don't really know how many people are actually watching behind the screen. But on the other hand, I think it was a really great experience for me to be a part of because a lot of my family that usually can't come to my live performances were able to join me here. And we can really see where the hard work is put into in our homes, in our pianos at home. So thank you for calling it for us.
Yeah, thank you for those comments. That's really interesting to you brought up really interesting points. And thank you for taking my question. And it was such a great joy to have you at our recital today. Thank you. And before we welcome on stage our last performer of this recital and today, I want to say a couple of words about the choice of the selection of the piece, which you'll hear in a moment. And the piece is by Maurice Ravel, and it's Pavan to the Deceased Infanta. And we want to dedicate this piece to the medical workers and the doctors, those who are risking their own lives today to save our other people's lives, and to make this piece our tribute to the hard work and to the dedication of people who are improving our situation. So please welcome Amy. Thank you, Amy, so much for beautiful performance and wonderful tribute. And now we're going to invite our judges back. And I have a question for Michelle. Michelle, thank you for joining us, first of all, and for judging for us. You judged countless recitals and competitions, of course. Do you feel this format of streamed live performances provided you as a judge with an adequate ability to give students helpful comments as you were going through the recital? I'm sure you were writing comments for our students.
So yes, over the years, I have judged in many different capacities, including professional orchestral auditions to choose my future colleagues at the Kennedy Center. And I have to say, Anna, you've done a tremendous job putting all of this together, and your instructions for video, audio guidelines, everything really worked out, and I was able to observe performances in great detail. So congratulations. I think this was a huge success, and I really enjoyed listening to everyone perform today. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, for your kind words. We worked as a team, so we're glad to hear that the judges were able to be helpful to the students in that kind of event. And I have a question for Ala.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for taking my questions today.
Thank you.
Today we stepped beyond the boundary of regular concert hall space into virtual concert hall. And there was a lot of new involved for us as musicians and for students and for parents. And of course, looking into the future, we hope to be back in our regular physical concert halls. But this event was created for the benefit of the young musicians. What would you summarize would be maybe the most important things young musicians could take away from this event, this kind of event?
As we had very young performers, probably they don't realize how many people could watch them play. Because if to tell them that maybe 500,000 of people were watching them, how would they feel? They probably think that not very many, but what if? Because the internet is a very strange and unpredictable thing.
Yeah.
Maybe their future bosses would watch them play, or maybe some.
Good point.
Who knows? Maybe they will change their profession and their preferences in the future, but this will be a nice memory, really big memory. Also, it's very difficult always to be pioneers in any new field. So you guys did a tremendous job, because mostly those who stream something, they just take one camera and put it somewhere on YouTube. And I myself watched a lot of videos streamed on YouTube, different types of videos mostly, but still those were more simple. Your setup is so intricate, and you put together so many different parts of the whole thing that I'm still in awe. And I think those three people behind the screen who make it possible, they are under the greatest pressure of all of us, probably.
Don't worry, we'll have them on screen in a moment.
Yeah, so I think we all of us today have got a lot of experience, new experience, and I think this is the way to go, even if they will open everything and we'll still be able to come to the studio and experience it live, just there. I think it's a very pleasant thing to be able to do, live. And we will not escape from the computers anyway in the future, this
No.
way or the other. Yeah, so this is what we
May
are.
as well use them for something good.
That's right. That's right. So, way to go.
Thank you, Ala, for taking my question and for your great thoughts and for sharing them.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, and thank you for being with us. I want to take a point from Ala and thank everyone who was involved in creating this program today, because this definitely was a community effort. Everyone did their part in it, and I'm really, really incredibly grateful to all the students and all the parents who took the work so seriously and were ready and were really excited. We could feel the support of our community, and that's really important for us. Thank you very much, our viewers. And now I am going to introduce the people behind the scenes who worked tirelessly. Welcome on stage our team. Welcome, Peter. Welcome, Frane. Welcome, Igor. Let's give them very warm applause for all the hard, fantastic work you've done today. Thank you so much. We wanted to stand together in the current difficult situation. We wanted to continue to share our students' talent and their hard work. We wanted to recreate the real recital experience by also hosting a virtual reception. For me, as a performing artist, reception is a very important part of the experience. I always look forward to be finished with the nerve-wracking part of the performance and finally go and meet friends, fans, and people who came to hear me. This reception we host on Discord server. It's invite only. For more information about the reception and how to get your free pass, please follow these instructions. And we hope to see you next week. Please follow us on Twitch so you get notifications when we go live again. Thank you for being with us. Bye.